Hello and welcome back to another Writerly Witterings with me, Michael Jex, the tea drinking author, with a massively good cup of strong English tea. Today, I've been sent something to review. This is jolly nice. It's not very heavy. What is it? Well, it is a Kung Fu sport backpack, according to Waterfly. Let's have a look at it. Now, I have a number of backpacks, it has to be said. I have a large size backpack which I take camping. I have a smaller over one shoulder strap thing which is huge. It takes my free write and all sorts of other stuff when I'm out to London on business. I have a smaller one that is a top loading type of arrangement, which is great. I have another one which is just a simple leather pocket which I take almost every day with me walking around because it's small, it's compact, and it takes what I need for sketching and making notes and things. But I was intrigued when I was told about this one because it has some very interesting features. So here we go. Comes in a nice bag. First of all, my son pointed this out to me when he tested it. Well, he didn't test it, when he first saw it the other day, which is, it feels lovely. It's got a very silky sort of feel to it, which just feels good. Now, it is a fairly large size backpack. It's got the Shaolin label on the front. That's about the only labelling I can see, apart from Waterfly on the back there. This is one of those clever little things so you can hook it over the handle of your suitcase when you're going abroad. First impressions are really very nice. Now, it is another one of those where it's got a roll top, which means it's waterproof, and you can access everything inside through the top. Now, I've got another backpack that does exactly that, which is lovely, looks lovely, it's very effective, and I can't really use it because of two failings. One is, when you try to reach right down inside, it is a pain. I do Smithsonian tours a couple of times a year, and when I go out, I am sitting on a tour bus with a backpack and with lots of different notes and notebooks and computers and typewriting devices like free writes. And when you've got one thing, you unroll the lid, you have to reach down inside to find everything. It is a pain. The other failing with this other backpack is it has no water storage on the outside of the backpack. I don't like carrying paper, electronics and other things and a water bottle in the same area. This has that wonderful idea, a bottle holder on the outside, so you can have your water bottle and not risk all of your computer and other technology inside. I like that. It has some other things too which I like. I like the fact that it has an expansion bungee cord arrangement on the outside, so if you're out and about, you get wet, your coat gets wet, you get back on the coach as a tour guide with Smithsonian. I want to be able to not store a wet jacket inside my rucksack. I want to be able to store it somewhere where it can just hang around and dry. That is perfect. On the front, it's also got an extra bit of storage. There you go, extra storage. Now, I like that because when I'm out and about, again, Smithsonian, I can, or just going up for trips to London or anything, I can stick my sketching materials in there. I've got a number of sketchbooks, pens, paint boxes, not necessarily a big one, but it's just somewhere where I can have fast access to all those things. What else would you like access to? Well, you might want access to a telephone. Yeah, I probably won't ever, but having the ability to have a phone or other things. Now, one thing that I may well keep in here is pens and pencils, because it's a convenient storage place for them. It actually has a little pen loop on the outside too, which is useful. Clips on nice and handily, but it also has a Velcro fixing at the back, so the thing won't swing around and hit you in the face when you're walking along, which I like. It has got both chest and belt attachments. Where's the chest? There's the chest. With a whistle. If you get lost and confused in London, you can whistle for the police. On the back, it also has, let's just get these straps out of the way. There we go. Now, so this is the back. It has good, I would call it efficient padding. So even if you have some heavy material in the back, and you might do, because you might, for example, want to stick a computer or iPad in there. I've tested this. It takes my MacBook Air with no problem at all. It would take a larger size. MacBook Air is the only laptop I've got, so I can't vouch for larger sizes, but I think it'll go. You also have somewhere to put a passport or wallet. Now, one thing I like about that is you might see that when it opens up, you have to pull it back and then reach round inside. That's going to be very difficult for someone to try to pick that pocket. I should just say that you can probably tell all these zips are rubberized and waterproof, which is nice. But what's really important for me is the fact that you have a secondary access to the main compartment. You don't have to unroll the lid to get to everything. So when I'm out and about, I can just open this up and grab what I need whenever I need it. I like the fact it's got these support straps which can lock in place to hold anything you want up there. What would I use that for? I'd probably use that for spare clothing and stuff when I go on a trip up to London for a day. Useful. It's got a pocket. It has two more pockets. These ones are mesh ones, so you can see what's inside them, which is convenient, including a key holder. And then you also have a big size sleeve here for, again, a laptop or an iPad or whatever it might be that you want to carry, really. In my case, it would be my iPad. The amount of space in here is actually pretty vast. I say that because it's one of only a very few backpacks I've discovered that will take my original Freeride. My Freeride is what I generally carry around instead of a laptop. Why? Well, because the Freeride gives me access to typing capabilities without any sort of distraction, and I love it. In fact, this is just here. Now, the thing is, not many backpacks will take that width. And even if they do, he says, trying to break his office, even if they do take a Freeride, for example, my other roll-top backpack will not accept it because I can't fit it physically down the roll-top. The top bit. Because once you open them out, they're all a bit narrow and they don't work. With this, I can get the Freeride in there, I can have my Apple MacBook in the back, and I can have my iPad in the sleeve inside, and they all fit fine. And because it's got a proper yoked harness type of arrangement for your shoulder straps, it's extremely comfortable. So in short, I am really looking forward to using this extensively when I go away. And I've got to go up to some meetings in London. I've got to go to Richmond for a presentation. I'm giving the memorial talk for Peter Robinson up there at the Richmond Festival. And then it'll be coming away with me on the Smithsonian Tours trips in September. Very effective. I'm really very impressed, and I'm looking forward to using it. If you're interested in this sort of thing, yes, there is a link down the bottom where you can get an extra discount for yourselves, and yes, I will get paid something too, which is rather nice. I must admit though, the main benefit for me is just simply the fact that I've now got a new backpack, which is going to be a damn sight more useful than my other ones, which means that I think I'm going to be reducing my store of backpacks down to this one and my full-size backpacking backpack. So you may see some other backpacks on eBay from me fairly soon. This thing's fantastic. And as I say, it does feel very, very nice. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope that was interesting. If you find this interesting, do please hit the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications and all those other good things. And in the meantime, I'm going to go back to editing the next book again now. It is mostly done. I've got another couple of weeks to finish this one off. And then I've got to edit Ashes of Rebellion from the copy edit. I've got 2 weeks to do that. And then I'll be on with writing the Vintner book number 5, Vintane 5, which will have a fascinating title, I'm sure, but I haven't got the faintest idea what it's going to be yet. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Hope that was interesting. Take care, keep safe. Cheers.